Welcome to the While My Batteries Charge podcast. Join us as we talk about all things radio control. And now, your host,
Folks, this man, he is the king.
Mr. CCXRC himself, Tony CC.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Happy New Year. 2024 is here, and it's my birthday. Turning 45 years old today, and I don't feel any older. I mean, I have the aches and pains and that of growing older, you know, like flexibility is not the same as it used to be. I don't trust myself to do things I used to do, adventurous wise as a kid. But like, I still feel like the inner person in my head, the things that I like, whatever, a lot of that is still the same. And so that's so weird to keep getting older, but like the brain, you just kind of like, you do learn new stuff, but you're still kind of like, you feel like the same person. And that doesn't really, like, I don't feel like an adult yet. It's weird. Like, I still feel like I shouldn't have, you know, responsibilities that I have and things, if you know what I mean. Like, oh, you want me to make that decision? That's kind of a big deal. Don't you think you should have like an adult do that? Oh, wait, I'm the oldest person in the room now. Wow, that's weird to be that guy. Anyway, 2024, you guys, gonna be an amazing, amazing year. I am just calling it now. Just gonna call it. We're wishing for it. We're gonna make it happen. Like, really, that's what it's about. You just choose to have a good year. You can still have bad things happen, but you choose what you focus on and how you feel about how things are going. And I choose to make 2024 a great year. So things are going to change for sure. We're going to keep kicking it with the RC stuff. I do have a full-time job now, and I'm loving it. Great to be back. Great for this to feel like a hobby again. And actually today for my birthday, what I'm doing is this podcast. And then the boys and I are going to work on our 24 scale trucks, getting them ready for the year. Theirs have not been upgraded or done much to really since we built them. I think we put the better servos on them, things like that. But since the original build of mine, we kind of just mimicked mine with theirs. And so they're running the Scythe chassis and all that. But their tires are not vented. They have their stock foams in them. There's just stuff we need to go in and address and make better for them. So we're going to be doing that, just kind of working on them, having fun, getting ready for the year of doing the 24 scale comps up at Reaction RC. And that's really where, I mean, we have so much fun as a family doing this, is with the 24 scale. And so that's kind of why that has been such a big push for me. Whether or not people like it, you know, I guess I don't really care because family-wise, it's been amazing. The kids are into it. They're not really into other RCs. And so they're willing to get into that with me. And so I'm just kind of pushing into that, leaning into that, and we're having a blast. Plus, you guys have seen it. We have such a great crew of people that show up for our comps that I, you know, wouldn't give it up. So that's going to be part of 2024 going forward, the store, all that stuff. We're going to be working on some new stuff for the store, 24 scale related again. And that's really kind of where I'm focusing with that. We're going to be moving back on some of the other stuff. And it's going to be a big year of clearing out. So as I mentioned that we're leaning into the 24 scales, it's not all that we're going to do. I'm going to lean back into the monster trucks as well. But there's a lot of other stuff, a lot of other clutter that I've just, you know, I've taken on because people are like, hey, will you review this? I'm like, yes. And I wasn't very good at saying no. And so I have a bunch of stuff that really I don't use, and they don't relate to what I do with RC very much. And so I'm just going to be getting rid of a lot of that stuff. The stuff that I don't run regularly, that isn't like a passion of mine. Like, I won't be getting rid of my monster trucks, most of them, because even if I'm not running them regularly, they're things that I will pull out to race or I will do things with. So they're not on the chopping block. But there's other ones like on-road cars that I don't really run. I've got a bunch of Mini Z stuff that are like the on-road Mini Zs that I don't ever run. I've got buggies. I've got a bunch of stuff that they're not, front of mind that I want to use. Most of that stuff is the Bashers even are going to be my Arma stuff. The 3S, 4S lineup are my favorites in those. And so some of the bigger ones we'll get rid of just because I need the space for other things. Other things are RC-related, new stuff for new things that I want to get into or that I see that are interesting and I want to bring in and do reviews of. I know you guys want me to get the Gorgon. Like, that's something I want to get. But it's like, where do I put all this if I keep buying it all? So we're going to be doing – you're going to see stuff going up for sale. Some of it you're going to be shocked that I'm willing to get rid of. And I don't part with things very easily. It's going to be a tough year for me that way because I don't like to get rid of stuff. Because I'm always like, well, I probably will use that. Like, I do love – like, there's some of them I really like them. Even though I'm not running them, I still really, really like them. And it's hard to think about getting rid of them. Like my TF2, I always wanted the TF2, and I've got it all like scaled out and painted out and like upgraded and all this cool stuff. And it's like, but I don't ever run it. Like I don't have the use for that one here. And I've got so many crawlers now. I've got Honchos, I've got Wraiths, I've got Red Cat Gen 9s, I've got 2 Vanquish trucks. I've got my Element. I've got the SCX-10 Base Camp Builder's Kit, and the list goes on of things. So I just need to start paring some of that down, focus on the ones that I really, really do. They're my favorite of my favorites. That's what I have to get to because the rest of it's too much to maintain. And there's too much shelf space to give because new stuff's coming in and stuff's just stacking up, and it's driving me crazy that I just don't have any space, any counters, any tables that are not just full of stuff that's RC related. And it's a good problem to have. It's not a bad problem to have. It's a good problem to have. I get that. And so I'm just going to pass that good problem on to other people that, their collection may not be as big as mine, but they would love to have something either that was here on the channel or is just a car that they've always wanted, and I'll be getting rid of, and hopefully, it'll make it an awesome deal for them. So be on the lookout for that. Some of it's going to be tough. Some of it's going to be very, very tough to get rid of. One of them that I'm contemplating and toying with is even the Bari build, 5th scale, 6th scale, whatever you want. It was 5th scale until the Raminator came out as 5th scale. We called it 5th scale because it was using 5th scale parts from like the MTXL and the DBXL-E and DBXL that were considered 5th scale RCs. And so it was considered a 5th scale in that way. But it's custom made by Bar Musauer, driver of the zombie monster truck for Monster Jam. Did the wraps for it. It's got 2 bodies, all that. It's an amazing machine. Amazing, amazing, amazing machine. And so that's one of the hardest ones to think about, but it's also big. And I haven't driven in a year and a half. And it's kind of like, I'd lent it away to Josh from Freestyle RC for a while. And so he had it for several months. And then, since it got back and then I didn't have batteries in a matched pair to run in it. And anyway, so that may be on the chopping block. It's tough to say. It's not a cheap vehicle. It's custom. It's very expensive to make and have made. And so price will reflect that. But there's other ones that are just, I'll probably get rid of the Outcast 8S, X-Max, some of those other big ones. Because where we're running right now, it's pretty much just at my house and that side yard. I'm not going to really be doing anything huge that I want to run those on. Although I did just meet somebody that has a Monster Cross track at their house. And that may change things. If I'm able to get over there and run some on the big jumps, I might keep some of the big ones. But, so that was part of the other reasoning with the big ones. So we'll see. If I get enough other shelf space cleared, I might be able to keep those. I got an SCX-6, things like that I don't run. That may end up on the block. It's tough because I love them and I love how they run, so I don't like the thought of getting rid of them. But I'm also like, I haven't run it in a year. And so that's kind of where, if I haven't run it in a year, it's it's possibly on the block, the chopping block. That's going to be my start point. Have I run this in the past year? If I don't have, I'm going to go through my videos. If I don't see it, I have to make a decision at that point. Does it stay or does it go? It's closer to going if it hasn't been run in a year. Again, barring being my Freestyle Pro Cs or any of those that will never get sold. I don't think I could ever sell my Freestyle Pro Cs. Those are my main truck. But the Rapid X 2.0, which is like the one that everybody wants, it's the crazy race truck that Josh and Hayden them all win with and are tough to beat. It just isn't my driving style because I'm not enough of a racer. I need the Pro C that just helps me look better than I am because it saves my butt when I jump bad. That's what I need. So, it's potential on the chopping block. But, so be on the lookout. I'm going to be posting some of this stuff. The big ones, I'm going to try local first because I don't want to ship any of it. The big ones, it's just the cost. Plus, if they get damaged in shipping, I don't want to be responsible for that. And, I know what they look like going out, and I would hate for them to get damaged. First of all, I would hate to have to take it back damaged because I'd feel bad enough that I would say, well, let's just get it back, ship it back, and, reimburse, whatever. But I don't want to get it back damaged when I knew that it was not damaged in the first place. So that's the tough part. If I can just hand it away to somebody locally or somewhere, meet up with somebody, that would be more my ideal. For the big ones, the Bari build especially, not going to put it in the mail. So somebody'd have to be willing to either drive for it or sign something saying that if it comes, like I'll take video of it ahead of time showing the condition before it's boxed up. So 2024, we're going to keep pressing forward. We're going to get back into the monster trucks, 10th scale wise, the mini LMTs, all of that. Hopefully, would love to start racing with some friends in mini LMTs because I know some buddies that got them, and so maybe we'll see some racing videos of that with the kids and I, and 6-8 people. We're just doing it for fun because that's all racing is anyway. You're just trying to race your friends and competitors, I guess you call them. But for us, it would be friends and just having fun with it. But so I'm hoping to see that happen this year. And hoping to get to some of the races with the actual monster truck ones, 10th scale, and get back in that a little bit. Just tough because I work on weekends now, so I only get a couple off per year based on my contract. And so I have to be very picky about the weekends that I do take off. Plus, even though I get it off, I don't just get it off. It's a lot of work to get it covered for me when I'm gone. So that becomes problematic. But, wow, what's happening this year? Already seeing a new product from Vanquish, a new ready to run of their VRD, comp, basically stance and all that looks really good. Looking forward to having more time to look at that in depth. I don't have any of the specs on it really in front of me, and I just know that the green I'm okay with, and the ready to run part of it I'm okay with. So it's a winner on those two. It gets 2 thumbs up already from me. They're basing it off of their carbon fiber VRD kit that they have for making a comp truck. This one is aluminum though, and ready to run. So it's an interesting one for sure, and it's very, very crazy that it came out right after the Red Cat. So it has to have been in production already. So they were already thinking about their ready to run comp truck, and then the Red Cat one kind of stuck in just before that. So the comp stuff's coming, you guys. It's coming back. We got into a lot of Dollhouse stuff for a while, and it's still very popular. Dollhouse is not going away. Just because there's some modelers out there and they love doing the modeling stuff. But the comp stuff's kind of making its comeback, and so that'll be interesting. I'm still more of a fan of the 24 scale comping at this point, just because I have them already built out and do okay locally here with them. And I can't say the same for my 10th scale. You got to be a little bit more precise and they're not as forgiving. And especially because there's more tuning available, and the people that know how to tune them are really doing it. Whereas with the 24 scale, it's a little bit more limited on the amount of tuning you can do and the effect that it has at that weight and scale and yada, yada, yada. So it's a little easier for me as a non-car person to be able to kind of get one dialed in decently enough that every once in a while I can get on the podium. But I still don't, I definitely don't every week. And it's crazy how much I fluctuate where I am in the pack. Good days and bad days, that's for sure. But every time I'm having fun, except for that one time with the 4-seer one where the servo burned up and I was way in the lead and I was not happy that I was a few gates from the finish and it died. That was not a good night for me. And I wore it very much on my sleeve. It was very obvious that I was not happy about it. But yeah, those are not good days. It's not a good look either. So I definitely apologize to the people that I wasn't mad at anybody. I was just mad at the car for breaking in it. Yeah. Anyway, so 2024, we'll try not to have those days. But yeah, it's going to be a good year, you guys. Lots coming. The channel's going to be growing. This is just a quick wishing you a happy new year, letting you know that we're still alive. We're still kicking. Very busy. December was insane. I snuck a couple podcasts in there, and we're going to just keep trying to sneak them in where we can. And but yeah, talk your face off. We just had one last night. We've got ideas for that for the coming year. We've got some ideas of some fun content that we can do if we can make it happen that involves the people that watch our channel and we subscribe to. And yeah, so we've got some ideas of what we want to do there, not only offering you an opportunity to send in video that we can kind of do some fun and funny stuff with, but also just kind of talk about videos of yours that we've seen and kind of point people in your direction, kind of help build the community that way. And so we're looking forward to doing that as well. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is a short one. I just wanted to kind of let you know I'm here. The new year's happening. Monster trucks are coming back. Kingsling video just dropped. First bash of the year was the Kingsling, and it was so much fun. More monster trucks for 2024. Get ready, guys. Here we go.